Hi, everybody. Ian Bremmer here, and the latest on the Iran war, not coming from the United States or from Iran, but rather from China and Pakistan. A lot of people have been asking about why we haven't heard much from China. Certainly nothing directly critical of the United States or of Israel by the Chinese leadership, and very, very cautious and muted even from the spokespeople. State media is a different story. Today, we see a 5-point peace plan from Pakistan and China. Pakistan aligned specifically with Saudi Arabia and recently multi-stakeholder engagement with the Saudis, the Egyptians, and the Turks. So a lot of key countries, if you think about what that represents in the region, that would have been fully aligned with this text for it to come out. Key points that I'd recognize first is that the United States and Israel not mentioned at all in the text. This is an avoidance of trying to criticize them. It's not a question of who started the war, how it started, what they've done, all the rest. Rather, it is a very much, hands off. Everyone has to just stop fighting. Want an immediate cessation of hostilities. It's not benefiting anyone in the world at this point. Stop fighting. The Iranians stop with their firing against particularly the Gulf states and the disruptions of the straits. The Americans, the Israelis, you stop hitting the Iranians. Also, it is calling for the security of shipping lanes, that it's recognized it's essential and you have to restore normal shipping as soon as possible. There is no mention of any influence that Iran would have over the strait, no ability to disrupt or to collect tolls or tariffs, none of that. Who's going to like this plan? Pretty much everyone that isn't directly fighting wants to see something like this happen. We've now got oil prices well over $100 and going to stay consistently there, only going up as long as the strait continues to be disrupted. We have major other economic disruptions that are occurring. We have lots of humanitarian disruption in the region. It could get a lot worse. As this war proceeds, the potential that you would have Iranian infrastructure get hit, as a consequence, civilian infrastructure, they hit critical Gulf infrastructure, and then suddenly you have a mass exodus event from a major Gulf country that could happen literally any hour. And the longer this fighting goes on, the more plausible that becomes. Now, there is, of course, the 2-day deadline that Trump has given, restore the strait or else. This is a convenient opportunity for Trump to climb down. If he says, hey, there's a peace effort that's going on now by the Chinese and the Pakistanis, so as a consequence, I'm going to hold off on my 48 hours where I'm going to blow up the Iranian infrastructure, including possibly desalination plants. It's not like he really needs an excuse to give them more time. He's already twice unilaterally backed away from his own unilateral deadlines and kind of made up excuses around it. But this is a convenient one. And I certainly think that anyone concerned that Trump was going to be explosive and all in at the end of those 48 hours, you can reduce that likelihood substantially now with the Chinese and Pakistani plan. I also would note that what I've heard from China is that in any future of the strait after the fighting is over, they would want to join an international escorting force. They wouldn't want it to just be the Europeans and the Indians. They'd want it to be China as well. Now, Trump has on a number of occasions said publicly, this isn't our problem. Other countries in Europe and Asia get all of their oil from the strait, from the Gulf, so they should have to defend it. Well, China's willing to do that. Why would Trump have a problem with it? I think that if she asked Trump directly, he'd say fine. I think America's national security interests would be radically different, and certainly people in intelligence, in defense, the Pentagon, CENTCOM would strongly oppose that Chinese intervention. But that's an interesting thing to watch. One other thing that's not in here, but I think is important, my friend, the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, has been working very hard over the last week to try to secure humanitarian access through the strait for all fertilizer being shipped. And he's spoken at length on many occasions with the Iranian foreign minister, with all of the Gulf states, with the Chinese, with many other leaders, with the Americans, many other leaders. It's been very supported with almost no exception around the world. This is similar to what the UN facilitated at the early stages of the Russia-Ukraine war, the Black Sea agreement that allowed grain and fertilizer to be shipped out from Russia and from Ukraine. There was kind of a multilateral agreement that had to be worked out. Here, it's really just dealing with the Iranians, but would be very important because if you don't get that fertilizer out soon, given growing season, those prices are going way up, and it's the poorest in the world that are going to suffer and starve in greater numbers. So really happy to also see that. Two significant peace initiatives being developed right now, and we should all hope that there is some progress and success on both of those fronts. That's it for me. I'll talk to you all real soon.